okay. Now I'm okay. So what I'm saying is this. I am so sorry. Okay. But I'm set now. The message today is going to bring so much light to where you can actually take this message and really start ministering. Mhm. You can take this message and start ministering. You really can. Listen to this. We're coming from Matthew's chapter 15 and verse 24. In Matthew's chapter 15 and verse 24, it reads, "But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Now, Israel, the whole house of Israel, will be excited to hear that. They love quoting that. They love telling the other nation, see that? We told you. So at GOCC, this morning when I heard, and I only did a good 5 minutes, and he was already on live. I listened to him for 5 minutes. I quickly turned him off because what he said. He went into something that I know that I can't even say the man was lying. Can I really say he was lying if you don't know? If you don't know, you just simply don't know. What make it a lie? What make it bad, y'all? When you're leading the multitude the same way you going, and it's not in the light. That's what make it bad. You're leading the multitude the same way you are going, and it's not in the light. You're leading them in the darkness. So that's worse than simply not knowing. That's another form of deception. If you're going to lead people, lead them to the light. And if you don't have the light, seek for it. Because the light is going to be in you, and it will be bright. It will be there within you. You see? Leading, what does it do? It leads you and guides you. You're running this way and you bump on something here and it's dark, and it'll give you the light so you can see exactly what you're bumping into. But these people have been on these platforms for so long. They've been leading the multitude for so long. This man got a school, he got an academy, and the moment I heard him say what he said, I flicked that off. And he's on there bragging. See? These countries and all these people don't understand. He didn't come for y'all. Baby, he didn't come for you either. And I'm like saying to the Father, first, y'all don't understand me and the Father, because when I have to go to the Father, I'm like, well, Father, what are they getting that mess from? Where are they coming from? What is going on? Why are they, mainly, why are they being allowed to continue this? That's what messed me up, is they are allowed to continue. He's been a GOCC running this whole academy, school, this ministry, this tribe, or this whatever he want to call it. And you got it wrong that bad. And another thing with me, y'all let him go that way. Y'all don't stop none of them. And I'm like, but Father, yeah. He said, Deborah, I didn't give him no lane. He running in the lane he created himself. And because they want to run in the lane he in, let them run. Run on. Because I'm like, but Father, they going in the wrong direction, Father. Yeah, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. This guy is out here. See, I told you right here. Here it is. And I'm looking at this and listen to what he said. I said, bro, he ain't coming for you. Let's go. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24. When you look into Matthew chapter 15 and 24, you must be able to go in it, not just natural, but spiritual. So therefore, when you go in it natural, you get lost. But when you go in it spiritual, guess what? Natural is going to support you. Why? Because you're going in it the right way. That's like going to the front door and stop trying to break in someone's house every way outside of just knocking at the door and taking your tail on in through the front door. You see, no, they don't want to do that. So here it is in Matthew chapter 15 and 24. Now listen to this. It says, but he answered and said, I am not sent. I am. First, we got to recognize that. Not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Do anybody understand that? Do you understand what he's saying? What is he saying that Yeshua, which is the word called Jesus, he said in Matthew 15 and verse 24, if you got your instruction book open, you can see, he said, I am not sent unto the lost. I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You see that? Who is the lost sheep? Anybody know? Who is the lost sheep? Ricardo with GOCC been in this thing, I think it's long, probably 20 years. And you mean, bro, here we are, midnight hour, and you do not know who the lost sheep is? Anybody? You know who the lost sheep is? He is sent for the spiritual ones, 100%. Why is it they don't get it? I can't explain it. Every denomination, no matter if they Hebrew Israelite or not, they all believe what they want to believe. The Hebrew Israelite people, they tend to just believe what these men are saying. It is not, we are not in the time, we're not in the day that you listen to men. And don't take it wrong, any man. Now, if it's a man that is of the spirit, you better listen to him. Take heed. But just walking around listening to them, trying to teach you about the Most High, stand down, bro. You can't do it. You had your chance. You cannot do it. So what is he saying? Who is the lost sheep? Exactly that. The lost sheep. The lost sheep. Only thing about it is the lost sheep can that Yeshua came, the I am came for, was the lost sheep in the nation of Israel. That's all he's saying. He ain't coming for Israel. He's coming for the lost sheep in Israel. And if you knew who the lost sheep were, you'll know he ain't talking about Israel and Judah. He's coming to the lost sheep. What is he doing? He's looking for them. Because what is about to take place has to do with them. That's why I say to you all, you really don't know where you stand with the Most High Yah until you know where you stand. You see? So when you hear Matthew's chapter 15 and verse 24, and it says that I am, first you got to recognize I am. Not sent, but until the lost sheep. So first and foremost, he wants you to let you know it's the lost sheep I'm sent here for. And they are at that place called the whole house of Israel. I need the lost sheep that is within Israel. That's what he's saying. I'm not coming from Israel and Judah. I'm coming from the lost sheep in Israel and in Judah. Only the lost sheep. Woo, I love that. Not a Hebrew man on the face of this earth who call themselves Hebrew Israelites, whether you woke or you sleep, can grip that lie they've been living for a long time since they come to their awakening. That has been their lie. Now, who is the house of Israel? Who is the house of Israel in which Yeshua HaMashiach come for? Who is the house of Israel? Who is the house of Israel? Jacob 12 sons. That nation. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's Israel. And all he said, I'm coming up in there. Move out the way. Let me get out of my way. I'm coming. No, I ain't looking for the whole house of Israel. I'm looking for the lost sheep. Why? Look at your words, y'all. Look what it says. I am not sent. Somebody been sent. He's like, I'm on, Deborah, tell them, I was only sent into the house of Israel. It's like you coming into a house, but you're only looking for, even if the house, big old house up here saying, the whole house of Israel, Yeshua said, wait a minute, Deborah, tell them again, Deborah, tell them, because they don't get it. I'm coming to step into the house. What is he coming to step in the house for? The lost sheep. He ain't coming to get Israel. He's coming to get the lost sheep that's in that house of Israel. Y'all need to teach this thing and make it make sense to people. Because that's how simple it is. So you get it? Matthew 15-24. But he answered and said, I love the idea of I am. Look like I am been stepped in somewhere. And then he said, not sent. What's all that about? What's all that saying that you're not sent? But, Father, y'all, you just sent a statement to the whole world. The whole wide world, that's on a statement to. The Father just on this little bitty platform sent it to the whole world. Why? Because he said, when you speak it, Deborah, it's gone out to the wind already. It's already out there. It don't matter if nobody on your live get it. No ear that you're teaching it to get it. It's gone out like it's been out. And they never called it. That's a deep right there. He said, Deborah, what you talking about? That been out. They never called it. So they don't even understand what you're saying because they still might not even catch it, but still, that's all right. They never called it. Here it is in Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24. He's speaking. I like that I am, though. But he says, not sent. I'm not sent, Deborah. Tell them I'm not sent here for the house of Israel. Tell them I'm sent here for something greater than the house of Israel. I'm sent here, Deborah, for the lost sheep that's in that house called Israel. But I ain't coming for the house of Israel as a nation. I'm coming for the lost sheep that is lost, Deborah. How did they get lost, Father? Yeah? How did those sheep get lost, Father? Yeah, Deborah. When I sent them down there on the earth. And the deceiver was down there. His seeds of wicked and evil was down there. So when I sent them down there, they got tied up with them. But me, Deborah, I got a ram in the bush from the kingdom. I had a lamb already slaughtered. I had a son that I created in my image and in my likeness. And he was my beloved. And I got in him. I am in him as the word, the power, and the spirit. That's who I am. I know who's who and what's what. I know they've been living this life for as long as a lie can exist. And that was from the beginning. But I come down, Deborah. Christ come down in the flesh to work with the Son of Man, but I came down as Christ. And I want them to understand one thing. Here in Matthew chapter 15 and 24. I only come for what was lost. Mine were lost, Deborah, and I came to redeem them back. That's why we needed a death, burial, and resurrection. We didn't need a death. We didn't need the burial. But the death wiped away the sin through the blood. But the resurrection redeemed us back to the Father. Who, Deborah, did it redeem back to the Father? Deborah, tell him, Deborah, tell him. The lost sheep. At this moment, Yeshua, Hamashiach, because I see I am there, is telling us what it told us ever since the crooked one called themselves designing this book. See, they thought they was going to be able to throw some things out of the stroll in here and put it in here, and then we're going to add this and add this to where we want to rule the world. Oh, he let them do it. The Father let them do it. But see, they so stupid, they didn't have the understanding that the Ruach HaKodesh was now coming to live in us. Now we got the word in us. Ain't nothing on the outside can tell us nothing. When the word live in us. How about that? How you like me now? Now here, he want the so-called Hebrew Israelites to understand. Bro, I didn't come for you. I come for the ones that I sent down from the kingdom as my light. And they are called the lost sheep. They got lost on the earth. And I sent my ram that I had in the bush in the kingdom to come and redeem them back from which they came from. Excellent job. Okay? And when I say I come into he said, I am not sent. He told you right there. Don't get bent. I'm only sent for the lost sheep. That's it. I'm not sent here for Israel and Judah. I'm here because there's some lost sheep in that house. What's that house called? Israel. I want to go in that house, Deborah, get my lost sheep out. That's what I'm here for. Tell them again. See how y'all got it wrong? You had it bent all the time. You had it set up in a lie all the time. He ain't come for you. He come for that which was lost to bring them back to, so they can be redeemed back to the bosom of the Father in which they come from. Okay? So then I go over here in Matthew chapter 10. In Matthew chapter 10, in verse 5 and 6, it says, these 12 Yeshua sent forth, commanding them. Yeshua sent the 12 disciples, saying, go not, watch this here, into the way of the Gentiles. Don't waste my time and yours. I'm on the clock. That's all what he said. That's what he said. I'm set on the clock. My time is almost near. Let's get with this. What is he telling them? He's telling his 12 disciples, go not into the way of the Gentiles and into any cities of the Samaritans. Enter ye not. He just cutting them out. Don't go into no other nation. Watch this here. But go rather to the what? The lost sheep. He didn't say go rather to the house of Israel. That's not what he said. Because one thing I'm going to tell y'all do not know. Yeshua knew his mission. And he knew that his purpose was the blood sacrifice. But he knew he had something greater than just the blood to be shed. He had Christ in him that was the power, the word, and the spirit of Yah that come to redeem the lost sheep back to the kingdom. So he want to get it right He let them know, I'm not talking to the house of Israel. If the house of Israel missed it, Deborah, they missed it then, and they're going to miss it while you telling them. And they in the midnight hour. It's over, baby. Now listen to what it says. It's sitting here telling y'all. But yet you don't get it. You don't understand it. It don't do nothing for here. What is he saying? These 12, Yeshua sent forth. So he sent 12. Did y'all know even though he sent 12, he also sent the betrayer? The betrayer went along as well. Okay, watch this here. And he said to them, go not into the way of the Gentiles and into any city of the Samaritans. Enter ye not into nowhere else, but go rather to the what? The lost sheep. Y'all don't give a rat's behind who you say you are, who you think you are, who you want to be, or who you portray to be. He know he got his lost sheep already redeemed. Okay? So all this clowning on the earth don't mean nothing to him. That's why he's allowing it to continue. See that? Y'all had him bent all up. And everything is plainly seen. Explaining to everybody. Why? When he send himself into an individual, he is the Holy Spirit. They are to bring the light. They are to feed spirit and truth. And just because you want to follow every Tom, Dick, and Harry on these devil platforms who say that they are men and women of the Most High, you go right ahead. Go right ahead. Go for what you know. That's if you know something. Okay? So what has happened here, Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5, it says, no, verse 6, it says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now, right there was so very clear. It wasn't Israel and Judah I was coming to. It wasn't Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that I was coming to, Deborah. I was wanting only the sheep that was lost. So was y'all looking for the sheep? No. Was y'all looking for the sheep? No. Was he looking for the 12 tribes? No. Was he looking for the true Jews? No. He was looking for those who were kingdom ordered from his throne. And they are called the lost sheep. And where can you find them? Those particular lost sheep was among the house of Israel. So it's like going into this here house. He's sending, watch this here. He's sending Yeshua. He's telling Yeshua sending the 12 disciples. Go into that house right over there and bring out the lost sheep. He's not telling him to bring out the whole house of Israel. He's not telling him to bring out a Judah. He said, bring out the lost sheep. Y'all don't want the house of Israel. Y'all don't want Judah. He wants the lost sheep. Who are the lost sheep? Those are the spiritual ones that the Most High sent down here for his purpose. As the light into the world, they got tied up in darkness, and he needs to redeem them back to where they come from, the light. That's what the Messiah come for. The lost. Let's go. Now, when you get to the Gospel of John, in the book of John, the Gospel of John, chapter 1. Here it go again. Here it go again. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 9. That was the true light. What is that light? What is the true light? Yah. Yah is the true light. And in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 9 says, that was the true light, which lighted every man that cometh into the world. What do it mean by lit it, lighted? What does that mean? Every man in the world received a spirit. That's what that light is. That light is a spirit. Yah is the great light. And he lit it every man that come into the earth. How did he do that? When he blew in the breath of life, he blew in them a spirit, and he's calling it a light. If you had to see a spirit, first thing you're going to say, oh, it looked like a light. It was bright, like a light. Everybody identified a spirit. Those who say they have seen. It's always a light. They're always bright. So we have to understand that Yah is the master light that has lit all of us. What did it say? The Gospel of John, chapter 1, the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 9. That was the true light. That's Yah, which lit every man that cometh into the world. That means it's born into the world. That's why I tell y'all, you don't gain anything because you're a sperm and a woman has incubated your sperm. It's when life, the breath of life, has blown into that baby, and that baby began to breathe. Now he got a light. He's been lit. He is a spirit with the breath of the Father in him. That's life. That's why you can't take it and make it yours. But the light remaineth with you forever, eternal. He gave that to you. One like unto him. He's the capital light, and he blew in you a lowercase light, which is a spirit. He's a spirit. He blew into you a spirit. It's no way you can live without a spirit. You have to have a spirit, because that's the only thing holds the breath of life. Flesh can't hold crap. It's the spirit that holds the breath. When he blew into you, he's a spirit. He blew into you through the spirit of breath and giving you a light. What does it say? The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 9. That was the true light. Yah is the true light, which lit every man, that means every human, that come into the world. That means you got a spirit. That's how you got it. He lit that bad boy. How did he light it? With his breath of life. See how we have eliminated and took him and ripped him from everything, and we done claimed everything and made it about us. And we done took all the spiritual things that surrounds it. Just took it away. This message will cause you to run. You know why? It's time to run. It's time to be separated from what is righteous. Because people been living under unrighteous for so long, they don't want to even think that they hear something different than what they ever heard. Oh, they can't handle it, y'all. So the best bet is to run. Let me get to where I can get my itchy ears satisfied. Run! Okay, watch this here. The Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 10. We was in the world, and the world, no, it doesn't say we. He was in the world, and the world was made by him. See that? Was made by him, and the world knew him not. How did he come into the world? Want me to tell you how he come into the world? And the world knew him not. He was in the world, and the world knew him not. Because today you still don't know him. Sister Deborah sitting here telling y'all about Genesis chapter 1, And y'all don't know nothing about really what Genesis chapter 1 is saying. I know. I teach these messages, but I also know, and that's where the long suffering come in and the endurance. They ain't getting it. I know that. But does that stop me from speaking spirit and truth? Oh no, that's my purpose. Even when it's just me, I still will speak that bad boy. So here in verse 10 of the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 10, he was in the world and the world was made by him. And the world knew him not. I'm with that. I'm with that. He came in the world so many times and we still walk around here as if he ain't never exist, even to today. Oh, we play the role. That's all we do. And I call it clowning. But the truth of the matter, people still don't get it. They still don't get it. Now listen to what this here says. Watch this, y'all. When Deborah, what do you mean he was in the world and the world was made by him? What is that telling y'all? How dare you think that he can create the whole world and he's never going to be in it? Who the wretch behind told you that it's the way you say it is? How is he going to create the whole world and not be in the world? And that's all he's saying. Deborah, they denied me then and they deny me now. That's what he's saying. He was in the world and the world didn't give a rat's behind. That's what he's talking about. Even to today. It's like in that today, you guys. Now listen to this. Watch this here. In verse 11, the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 11. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. Who is his own? Who is his own? Who is his own? See, what people didn't know, Yah was in the kingdom and he had created everything and in his creation, he also chose a people. Oh yeah, he chose a people. And even not because he was all lovey-dovey about you, or because Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, this was before they was even created. He had already chosen a people that he wanted to put his name on. It just so happened he chose the worst of the worst of what he knew he had created. You know why I say that? Egypt. When they was in bondage, did you hear what he said? Their cries reached the heaven. You know why he heard their cries? Oh, that's them people I chose. What they at? What they at? What's going on? I'll be down there in a few minutes. Wait a minute. All these nations and all these different. Wait a minute. That's the people that I chose. They crying again. Oh, no, we ain't gonna have that. Let me get on down there and solve that problem. Let me come down. Hold host of heaven. Say, can we come? Sure you can. Come on, let's go. Let's get down there and see what's going on. That's the people that I chose. I know they rotten can be, but I chose them as a people before the foundation of the world to just place my name on them. My name being on them don't mean the rats behind. It's just something I did because I know I'm the beginning to the end. And in the end, I'm going to get the glory. When I turn the worst of the worst from the beginning. And I renew them. I clean them up. And the whole world see what I'm capable of doing with the worst of the worst that I chose before the foundation of the world to put my name on. So it wasn't Israel and Judah, the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all this here, y'all. It wasn't because they were all this and all that. Heavens chose them before they even existed. We need to get to know who this creator is. Because that's an awesome one. I mean, you can't nothing be compared. Now, what happened here? Verse 11, he said, and he came unto his own, and his own received him not. But Father, y'all, that's about right. Ain't that about right? Yes, it is, Deborah. It's about right because I told you I chose the worst of the worst. I wasn't expecting him to receive me. I'm just trying to show them how worse of the worst they were. When I chose them from the kingdom, they was worse. And I knew it. And it tells you right here in the Gospel of John, chapter 11, he came unto his own, and his own received him not. He's talking about a people that he chose to be the one that he put his name in or on. That's it. They just the people that he put his name on, that he chose. He knew they was the worst of the worst, even to today. I had 2 men cry out to me today and tell me how horrible our people are. I said, I don't need you to tell me. I try to tell my YouTubers that. But everybody think you just talking and bashing me. And oh, baby, those are people who don't see who don't have the spiritual eye to see, nor the spiritual ear to hear what's actually taking place. And they are blind to what's going on in the world. 2 men today. I say that's deep. And here go me apologize and say, oh, I'm so sorry. We are people that's like that. The Father tell me, hold up, Deborah. Now all this sorry and that's sad, cut all that stuff out. Because, baby, everything that you sorry for and everything that's sad, do you know heaven saw this before it was? It is. So I already been there, done that. So ain't nothing on the earth should be sad about what I saw already in the heaven. So let's cut all that out, okay? Okay, Father Yah. Okay, Father Yah. Okay. Okay? So he's talking about how his own didn't receive him. That's giving you an example of who the whole house of Israel is. There are people who never received him and never will. So in the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 11, when he said he came unto his own and his own received him not. We can't just take that and says, oh, that was Yeshua HaMashiach came and they didn't receive him. You's a rat's behind lie. You better go to Genesis from the beginning. The whole house of Israel never received them. Now, Abraham, Isaac, and them, all the special seeds, yeah. But when it came down to the tribes, baby, Joseph even received him. But when it came down to these 12 tribes, you can hang that up. They ain't never received him. Even to today. Only way they called and tell you all and got you all believing they received him if he come in their way. Nope, we ain't gonna have you coming in your way. You only way we gonna see you, teach you, preach you, minister you, you got to come in the way we want you to come in. And if it takes you, Father, to come through the back door, come through the back door. If it takes you to come through the basement door, come through the basement door. Father, if it takes you to come through the basement windows, come through the basement windows. But we need you to come our way, not your way. That's the house of Israel today. Still stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient, thinking they run everything. Okay? And on the only thing they run is their bowels. And that's their problem. It's about like their mouth. How you like me now? Okay? Now, verse 12 says, we in the Gospel of John, chapter 12. We in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 12. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of Yah, even to them that believe on his name. That's just in the Gospel of John. He's sitting here telling you, but as many as received him, to them, what was already done, gave he power. What does that power mean? He gave them his Holy Spirit. He gave them his Ruach HaKodesh. He's sitting here telling you, I gave them his power. He gave you his spirit that has the Holy Spirit, the power, what was that, Holy Spirit, and the word. He's sitting here telling you, I gave them the power to become the sons of Yah. That's why I can't grip what they're saying in Genesis 6. I won't go there. Talking about the fallen angel, the sons of Yah. You got to know who the sons of Yah is. Enoch can't tell you who the sons of Yah. You got to know who the sons of Yah through the horse's mouth. Who is the horse's mouth, Deborah? The Ruach HaKodesh. You can't understand who is the sons of Yah through all these mouths of flesh. You got to understand who is the son of Yah through the spirit that teaches you from the inside out, from the spiritual end to the natural, so you can speak it to the people in the natural. But you got to know who is the sons of Yah in the spirit. Now, here we go. It tells you here, he gave, they that received him. Why did they receive him? They know his voice. They know of him. They received him. He gave them the power, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, to become the sons of Yah. They already the sons of Yah, and ain't nobody can do nothing about it. What can you do about it? You can't do nothing about it. It ain't meant for you to do anything about it. Ain't nothing you can say about it, think about it, feel about it, do nothing about it. Okay? Now, what happens? He turns around and listen to this. This is beautiful right here. He turns around and he says, and they become the sons of Yah. Watch this here. Even, tell them that, Deborah, go on, tell them. Even to them that become, no, even to them that believe on his name. Believe, didn't I tell you? Them brands. He said, even them that believe on his name. Why did you give them power? Because they believed on your name. How could that be? Because, Deborah, I gave them power. Because the name, they believed it. 99.15 trillion still today don't know what he's talking about. He's sitting here telling you in the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 12, but as many as received him, to them gave him power. The reason why they received him, because they know who he is. Watch this here. To become the sons of Yah. You cannot become the sons of Yah if you don't believe on him. And I'm not talking about what somebody taught you. And I'm going to get there. Watch this here. And he connected that with, they become the sons of Yah. Even them, now he's talking about another one, that believe on his name. What he's just telling you, the reason why they gain power, they understand Christ, the name. The reason why even them that believe, which are the Gentiles and others, they believe in his name. What is his name? Hamashiach, Christ. See, that's the mystery in this day. It made it all the way to the end. No one never knew who Christ was, Hamashiach. I don't care what name you want to call the Most High, you can call him whatever you want. It ain't going to make you be the sons of Yah. You can believe whatever you want. It's not going to make you believe. You can have all the faith. You can have all the belief. You can have all your self-righteous. You can have all of that and some. But he ain't going to give you his spirit until you know who he is. The world don't know who Hamashiach. They don't know who Christ is. They so busy trying to find a name and they don't even know the mystery is that when he came down as his only begotten. He came down as his self, born of the Father. It's the Son of Yah. They didn't know that. That's what he's talking about. Even them that believed on his name. Who is his name? Hamashiach, Christ. He's not talking about Yeshua. Because what you didn't know, that Hamashiach, which the world called Christ, is the Father. And that's why they received the power, because they received him, knowing he was the Hamashiach. And we're going to read and hear where all of them was challenging Yeshua. They don't care about who Yeshua was. We got a problem with you. You can be the Son of Man. You can be the one that sit down here as a prophet. You can be the one that come down here as a servant of Yah. But you can't say that you are Christ. Why? Because that is Yah, and you can't be Yah on the earth. That's the problem the world had with them. That's the problem they got now. Never knowing who he was, who he is. He said in the Gospel of John, he came into his own, and his own received him not. The own represent a chosen people, a nation that he chose to put his name in. That's why he went knocking on their door. Knock, knock, knock. Who door was he knocking on? Israel. I know you don't know who I am. I only come for the lost sheep that came from me. And nobody else in this house did I come for. So here he go. Here in verse 12, I like it because he's letting you know that there are those who are going to believe in his name. And what is that name? It's what I'm telling y'all right now. Christ. That's the Hamashiach. Did y'all know? Let me hear it is. Here it is where he said. He was in, here, catch it, y'all, catch it. I hope you got your pen and piece of paper. Listen to what he said. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came as the Hamashiach. He came as Christ. He always been in the world. We knew him not. And people don't know him today no more than they knew yesterday. He don't have to lie. You the liars. He don't have to lie. What does he mean? He came into the world. And the world was made by him. What did he mean by that? That my power poured up. My power made them. I am the one that was in the world. I created everything in the world, and the world knew me not. I was in the world, Deborah, and they knew me not. Same thing today, same thing yesterday. And you run around here trying to pretend you all saved and holy than thou. Sit your tails down and recognize the creator of all things. You want to make people think that you know him and you don't. Down here clowning and acting a fool with the fools. So I like verse 12, the Gospel of John chapter 12. But as many as received him, to them I gave them the power, Deborah. Because they received me. But Father, how did they receive you, Father? How did they receive you, Deborah? They received me. Because they were my lost sheep. That's why. And then he says, to become the sons of Yah. He gave them the power. See, ain't nobody gonna preach and teach that thing. Because they don't want to give Yah the glory. They don't want to give him the praise. They don't want to exalt him. He said, I gave them power to become the sons of Yah. Even them, Deborah, that believed on what he said, on his name. Because the branch from the heavens to the spirit is righteous belief, faith, and fear. When he bring your spirit, you in there. Whether you understand that you in there. And he said, even them believed. They believed on that name. Why? Because belief is my brand that's branded in them, and they know the name carries me, Christ HaMashiach. That's Emmanuel. That's the Son of Yah. That's Christ. That's the only begotten Son that came down with the Son of Man. I was in the world, and the world received me not, Deborah. That's today too. Everyone want to pretend. And that's why I say it's a horrible time. This is a time I hoop and holler to the Father. I said, Father, this is a saddened time. But I want you to call it sad because I saw it before it is. Before it is today, it was. Okay, Deborah. So come on now. We got to bag out of that. I got to get used to that. Because I'm flesh. I'm living in it. Watching it be what it is. What it was. And what it gonna be. That's a servant of the Most High Yah, right in it, all in itself. So here we go in 13. The Gospel of John, chapter 13, which were born not of the blood. Now, wait a minute. Hold up. First, it's going to tell you how he was in the world and how they didn't receive him. He came into his own. And then in verse 13, he said, which were born not of blood. Who is that, y'all? Who is that? Wait a minute, Father Yah. What are you talking about, Father Yah? What's going on around here, Father Yah? The Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 13. It says, I thought I heard somebody calling me. It says, which were born not of blood. Who can answer that? Who can actually answer that? What does that mean? Which were born not of blood. Who is that? Who that, Father Yah? Who that? They can't answer because they don't know. They don't know. This is right here shows you and measures you who's who and what's what. Because they don't know. They really don't know. Of the Spirit? No. It says here, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Yah. Woo-wee. I'm going on home. I'm going on home. I'm going on home. I'm going on home, Father Yah. What is he talking about? The Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 13, which was born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Yah. See that? This right here tells the whole story right here. It tells the whole Gospel of John, chapter 1. It tells the whole story. It busts it all out and busts it in, okay? They had already been chosen from the kingdom. This is where sister has to endure and long suffer. Because I can be on here teaching a powerful message. What light so bright as bright can be. And yet they cannot see. They cannot see. So if they cannot see, Father, what are you saying? They cannot hear, Deborah. If they cannot see, they cannot hear. If they cannot hear, they cannot see. Oh no, Deborah, I want you to know, they say they see, but they cannot see. They say they hear, Deborah, but they cannot hear. See, I will believe the Most High Yah before I believe any one of you. Any time of the day. And when he said that, I believe it. Because I've been on this devil platforms too long, giving spirit and truth and the light. And there's so many things that bring me into being discouraged. Because everyone wants to play the role. They in there. But no action, no understanding, no sight, and no ear. Because right here, it tells you exactly. Right here. But he said, I like what he said when he said, but Deborah, as many as received me, to them gave he the power to become the sons of Yah. Even Deborah, even those who believe in me, I would give them the power. The Father is saying, that's how easy it is. I'm giving it away. And they cannot see, nor can they hear. You're breaking it down. It can't go no lower than this, you guys. It can't get no lower than this. Why is all these people calling? I'm going to see what next number pop up, and I might have to answer. It might be an emergency. I don't know. But I'm going to say this. I love this here because it says in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, it says, which were born not of the blood, nor of the will of flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Yah. What is they talking about? Mashiach. Is that what you're saying? If that's what you're saying, you're right. If you're talking about Mashiach or Hamashiach, Mashiach, yes. That's how simple it is, y'all. That's how simple it is. That's how simple it was. That's how simple it's going to be. It's time for Sister Deborah to get off of this devil platform for sure, for sure. Because to me, this here can't outride this lesson here, outride any lesson I ever taught on here. And if the Father gave me the time to break it down into where I can break it down to you and you still can't get it, something wrong somewhere. And it didn't start today. Because this is the low of how, this is the low of the low here. You can't break it down no less. Nobody on the earth can break it down as low as I'm bringing it down. I don't care where you go. Across the world, across the country. You can go anywhere you want to go. You ain't going to get it. In spirit and truth, like you're getting it today. I don't care what you say, what you think. Here in verse 13, in the Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 13, which was born not of blood. We know he ain't talking about Yeshua. He's not talking about Yeshua. He was born of a woman. And his blood was even the sacrifice. So he ain't talking about Yeshua. They pierced him in the side, came out water and blood. He ain't talking about Yeshua. He ain't talking about Yeshua because when they beat him, he bled. He had thorns on his head when blood was running down his head. So he ain't talking about Yeshua. He's talking about the Hamashiach. And we missed it, as we miss everything else. He simply said, Christ came, which is the Father. That's how he came. The world called Christ Hamashiach. He came with word, power, and his spirit. And this is what he means. I came into the world, Deborah. I came into the world, and the world knew me not. If the world didn't know him, they don't know him. Okay? Because if we are worse than yesterday, then how did you get to know him in such a worse time as this? We in the midnight hour. You're talking to stone brick walls today. That's why. You're talking to people that stone brick walls. Okay? So what happened? Right there in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 13, he's speaking of Christ. Okay? The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 12, he's speaking of Christ. Okay? Now watch this. When he get to 14, here we go again. I love this. I love this. We know that he's not in verse 13. We know he's not talking about Yeshua because Yeshua come to sacrifice his blood. We know blood was shed through him. So when it says here in verse 13, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Yah. That was Christ, y'all. That's Christ right there. That's not Yeshua. That's why the world don't know the difference between the Son of Man and the Son of Yah. You have to be able, through the Ruach that's in you, learn the difference between the Son of Man and the Son of Yah. And then what you have to do, you have to learn who they are, put them back together as a oneness. The world can't do it. They have no idea. That's how he become a oneness. You first have to separate them because you got to get their purpose into spirit. Both of them serve a certain purpose. Just as Yeshua, he came to be the blood sacrifice for all sin. But Christ, his part of sacrificing was to redeem only the lost sheep back home. Woo! I love that. Only the lost sheep. He ain't coming for Israel. He ain't coming for Judah. He ain't coming for, he didn't come for that. He come for the lost sheep. And you're going to find out tonight who the lost sheep is. And all these years you didn't know. And it's not the house of Israel. It's not the tribe of Judah. It's like unto a house. And you go into that house. And it says at the top of the house, the whole house of Israel. He wants to go into that house and take out of the house the lost sheep. They are the spiritual ones. Okay. Verse 14. Now here we go again. In verse 14, which we still in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, and verse 14. And the word, do you see that word? I am so against this world till it's crazy. That's how against I am. But then you think about Genesis chapter 3 and 15. He already told Satan, your seed and my seed is going to have intimacy between them. And that's one thing about the world that I do hate, is that they have done everything under the sun that's wicked and evil. And they got everybody following them. Here's Sister Deborah over here trying to give spirit and truth, and you can't get nobody to even eat from the spirit and truth plate, to even hold up a little light at all. Here go a little bit of light. They don't even want to hold it up. So watch this here. The Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 14. And the word was made flesh. You see what I was saying, y'all? Yeshua wasn't flesh. Yeshua was the Son of Man. Yeshua was not the Word. He was born of a woman. He was the Son of Man. What part you don't get? Christ was the Son of Yah. Who is Yah? He is the Word. He is all power. He is the Spirit of the Father. So listen to verse 14. It tells you that. It says, and the word. So when you run around here, tell people this King James is the word, use a lie from the pit of hell, and you still hanging on the coattail of Satan's seed. And you a liar. Okay. The word is the Father himself. Okay. That's why he came down to assist the Son of Man in the mission. Because the Son of Man had to die like a man. He had to shed the blood like man's blood for all man's sin. But one thing the Son of Man could not do. One thing the Son of Man could not do. The Son of Man had to die on the cross as a flesh of human to die for all human sin. That's why he was hooping and hollering. Abba, why have thou forsaken me? Because it was time. The mission required you to die on the cross. And it wasn't so much as a cross. You were to die for all man's sin. But you had to die like human. You had to shed the blood of human to defeat the human sin. But don't worry about it. I came down with you after you have died on that cross. You have completed the lamb slaughter before the foundation of the world. I meet you in the grave. And that's where he met back up with Christ. In that grave. Grave sat there. Why was Christ in the grave with Yeshua? Wait a minute, Deborah. I was there because death ain't got no power. You ain't done nothing, death. Death and life is in my hand. You see? Christ is the one with the power. Christ is the Spirit of God. Christ is the Word. He sat in the grave, sealed that body so that body would not decay. How did he do that? With his power. He kept that body intact. Raised that body on the third day with all victory to restore the lost that got lost and entangled with the world. He redeemed them back to the Father. So Christ had to come because Yeshua was the lamb for the blood sacrifice. Christ was the Redeemer. So when you get to the Gospel of John chapter 1 and you see 14 and it says the Word, that's Christ right there, y'all. That's Christ. The Word is the Father and the Father is the Word. But he brought his only begotten Son and he created a Son to come down here to assist the Son of Man. He gave him the Word. He gave him the power. And he gave him a spirit of him. And said, Emmanuel, Yah with you. And we still did recognize that the one created us was with us. Woo! So here in verse 14, it says, and the Word was made flesh and dwell among us. And we beheld his glory. That the glory of the only begotten of the Father. See that? That was the only begotten. That was the only one he has ever created. Was himself. A son. Called Christ. HaMashiach. See? So what happened? Full of grace and truth. Y'all been. The Word is not what you said it was, that you said it is, nor will it be. The Word is the Father himself. And the Word is supported by power. And power is supported by the Word. This Bible, I can take this Bible and go into the hospital and you can have 100 people in the hospital. And I can read this book to 100 people and ain't nothing in this book going to deliver them. How about that? How about that? Not a word in here going to deliver them. But if I go in there with the Word that's in me, and the power therein, somebody going to be delivered. All right. That's what he meant when he said, those that received him and believed him, that Christ had all power, that Christ was the Word, and Christ was the Spirit of the Father. To them, Deborah, to them, Deborah, to them, Deborah, did I give them the power. Woo! So you all go and play with your power in this book. See how far you get with it. See how far you get with it. You ain't going nowhere with it. So go somewhere and sit down. You ain't going nowhere with it. without the Ruach HaKodesh in you being the teacher that he said he would be. I don't care what book, lost book, found book, Enoch book, whatever book they want to find, that's why they still lost. GOOCC sitting here talking about, see, I told you Israel is the only one they stupid. Because even in the Gospel of John in chapter 12, in the Gospel of John chapter 1 and verse 12, he said, even those that believe, Deborah, in my name, I gave him the power too. See, that's what y'all don't want to hear. No one wants to believe it. No one wants to hear it because they're so busy hearing all this nonsense on this devil platform and the cares of the world, and they believe all of that. That's why Satan has deceived the whole world. Now, so much for that. Now, when you get to the Gospel of John, chapter 10, let me see what time I'm on here. When I get to the Gospel of John, chapter 10, same thing. Sad. What, Deborah? What did I tell you? Father, y'all help me. Help me. I'm going to need your help on that. I'm going to need your help, Father, y'all. I'm going to need your help. Can't do it without you, Father. The Gospel of John, chapter 10. In the Gospel of John, chapter 10, and verse 23, it reads. In the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 23, it reads, and Yeshua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch. Now, Yeshua has walked into the temple in Solomon's porch. Okay. Now, this is a place of worship. Okay. Now, watch this, y'all. Verse 24. Then came the Jews. These are the same fools that's talking today. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We are the people. We are the true Jews. We are this and that, this and that. Now, Yeshua now is walking into the temple in Solomon's porch. Then came the Jews round about him. And they said unto him, how long do thou make it us doubt? Now, woo, Father. How long must thou make it us doubt? What are they talking about? You want me to tell you what they talking about? They telling Yeshua that he got them, he keep messing around with them, got them doubting. I mean, these are the Jews. These are the true fools that's out here running around talking about we the people, we the people, we the people. And ain't doing nothing but keeping up chaos and mess. And ain't speaking no spirit and truth. Don't have no light in their right hand, but they run around here talking. We the people, we the true Jews, we the Hebrew Israelites. We are the one, we are the one. You's the one. You right, you the one that been a fool since the beginning. And I'm not ashamed to see it. Okay, so here we go in the Gospel of John, chapter 10. And verse 23, Yeshua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch. Verse 24, then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, how long doeth thou make us to doubt? If thou be the Christ, tell us plainly. Tell us plainly. Tell us plainly. Hold up, I got an issue. That's how it is today. You're trying to teach people spirit and truth with the light. And if they never get past who Christ is, they ain't gonna never get it. That's what he just said in the Gospel of John, chapter 1. To those that believe and have received him, because they know who he is. I'm breaking it down as low as it can possibly go. It can't go no lower. I don't care who on this devil platform. It ain't gonna go no lower than what I'm speaking. And it's a sack, Deborah. Okay, Father. Okay, Father. I'm learning. I'm getting it. So, the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 24. Then came the Jews around about him and said unto him, how long doeth thou make us to doubt? If thou be the Christ, tell us plainly. You see that, y'all? Who do you think these people were? Truly, they probably were the priests and the elders. But I can guarantee you they were all men. I can guarantee you that. And they were probably men who called themselves all that and some of the church. They were all Jews. And they sick of Yeshua. Why are they sick of him? Because they said he got them doubting. Why? Who got the issue? They do. He ain't got the issue, they got it. Because you all have the issue today. The same darn cock picking thing. You have the issue today because you don't understand. He done told them who he was. They saying, no, we can't go there. Same thing today. People will come and listen and take off running. Oh, she's saying that Yeshua that's just like the atheists. That's just like the Christians. That's just like the Catholics. You don't say what they so embedded in believing in their darkness, they take off and run. Good, run. I hope you can find you a lane so you can keep running in it. So here, what is he saying? They are asking Yeshua. They don't have, y'all. Nobody on this earth have a problem with Jesus or Yeshua. No one has a problem with the Son of Man. Ooh, Father, yeah. No one has a problem with that flesh. Today, as it was yesterday, they never had a problem with Yeshua. They don't have a problem with the Son of Man born of a woman. Because that's flesh in the word to them. They can deal with that. Well, the problem they had was he that who said, I was in the world, and the world knew me not. He was Christ. He was Christ. They're not going to take the Son of Man to be Christ. Was he Christ? Yes, Christ was in him. Like he is in Sister Deborah. Christ is in me. Who is Christ? The Holy Spirit, the Word, and the power. That's who Christ is. That's how simple it is. Christ is the Word, the Spirit of the Father, and his power. He said, when you receive power, that come on you. So that's one of the first signs. They don't want that. They don't want him to say that he's the Word. He's the Spirit of the Father. And he's the power. Why? Because the world don't want you to have nothing that make you somebody in the Father. Why do you think they killed all the prophets? Why do y'all think they killed the apostles? Same thing. Why do you think they killed the Son of Man? Because they didn't want to deal with the fact that Christ, the Hamashiach, was on the earth. He said, I came to even my own. Yeah, the sick nation that I chose to put my name in, I came to them. And they received me not. So you see how they tell y'all all these lies. Oh, he came for us. He came for us. He didn't come for nobody but the house of Israel. How in the rest behind you gonna lie like that when you never received him? You didn't receive him then and you don't receive him now. So what the rest behind are y'all lying still today? And the people believe in you. Good. Because Father says, Deborah, this need be. Because heavens already knew you was going to be a bunch of lies down here on the earth. He already knew it. So here it is. They're telling Yeshua is in the temple, and they questioning him, telling when is he going to stop doubting us? How long does thou make us to doubt? If thou be the Christ, tell us plainly. What is plainly? What is plainly? Oh, you know what he should have did? Killed them all. How about that? Now you plainly see. Now you plainly see. How about that? You want to know if I'm Christ plainly? Let me take you all out. Bam, y'all. Now that's plainly. Now you plainly see who I am. And that's what y'all going to do at the end. You're going to plainly see who he is. So in verse 25, the Gospel of John chapter 10 and verse 25, Yeshua answered them. Now Yeshua finna say something. I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do is my Father. You see there, y'all? He's telling them the power that he has to do the works, they belong to my Father. The works that I do in my Father's name. Who is that name? Christ. They bear witness of me. He's sitting here telling them the works that I do is of the Father. It bear witness to you who I am. What you want me to do? Kill your tails? It don't make sense. But it do. Because heaven knew it would be what it is today. Now watch this here. Verse 25. But ye believe not. Watch this here. Watch this here. Listen to this. But ye believe not. Wait a minute. I do in my Father's name. They bear witness of me. All the works that I do in my Father's name, it bears witness of who I am. Since they want to know who Christ is, he's telling them all the works. Should have told you. That's Christ. Oh, no, we don't want that. You can't do that. Okay, watch this here. Verse 26. But ye believe not, because ye are not, because ye are not my sheep. As I have said unto you, my sheep hears my voice. And they know, and I know them, and they follow me. See, y'all messed up. Because instead of you thinking you're supposed to be the holy roly one and the one to pretend I'm full of the Holy Spirit, I got the Ruach HaKodesh, I'm a this, I'm a that, and you fail to realize only the sheep going to gain eternal life. That's why I am totally against, what's her name? Simone, whatever her name is, Simone, the gymnast or whatever she is, and many of these basketball players who are calling themselves the GOAT. You stupid fools. Them elites put the GOAT on y'all uniforms because the GOAT represent those who go into the lake of fire. Satan's seed. And when you on this devil platform and you out here in this world, and I don't care how famous you get, the last thing you want on you, a title as a GOAT. That's your spirit sold over already. You done sold yourself over to eternal lake of fire. Satan's seed. That's why I couldn't believe that she would allow them to put GOAT. We're going to see what a GOAT is. Okay. So in the Gospel of John chapter 10, it says, verse 26, but ye believe not, because ye are not my sheep. Did you see where he says you are not Israel? You are not my chosen people. You are not the Hebrew Israelite. You are not this and you are not that. And that's not what he said. He said, because ye are not my sheep, as I said unto you. 27, my sheep hear my voice. He ain't talking no Hebrew Israelites, no true Jews, no 12 tribes, no Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's talking about his sheep. And I know them and they follow me. Y'all got to understand, it's the sheep that gains eternal heaven. And he has sheep in every nation. You see? But Yeshua came into the tribe of Judah. and came first and foremost to gather the lost sheep amongst the house of Israel. He didn't come to get Israel. He didn't come to get Judah. He come to get the lost sheep that is among them. Okay? Just like in Revelation 7, the angels were sealing in the foreheads. Only the ones that he told them to. He wasn't saying the whole house. He even put a number on them, a certain amount. That shows you that's not nowhere near the whole, that 144 is nowhere near the whole house of Israel. Nowhere near it. I'm talking about today. A pin needle. 144 is like a pin needle. That shows you he is not coming for everybody who's saying and thinking, oh, they didn't told us that though. They didn't told us. Well, you believe what they told you. That's why nobody wants to do nothing obedient. No one wants to fall under anything obedient, under righteousness, under what is just. Do y'all know what just is? Just is that which we look for in the law here in this country. Just is that which we look for everywhere we go. We want some just because it gives us peace. You see, to know that just can be on our side. But how do we expect just when we don't want to walk in justice and just? All that means is right, upright, and righteous. Nobody want to walk in that standard. They want to make everybody look bad because they bad. And they ain't doing what they supposed to do. They ain't in the space where they supposed to, or they ain't in the line that they supposed to be in. So therefore, they just want everybody else to feel them. Not understanding, but you ain't being just. You ain't being just. This man came and he towed my car. And at that time, my ex-husband gave me a ride. And when this young man towed the car, it was hot outside. And he didn't look at my ID. It was supposed to be in AAA. And he didn't do anything. And it just, all the things that he was doing, it just done something to me. And it hurt me, y'all. I know I ain't got no sense and I don't care. But it hurt me when my ex-husband turned around and gave him $2. Oh, that hurt me. Oh, that hurt me. Oh, Father, y'all, you know it hurt me. I can't stand stuff like that. Why? I'm a mother of 12. Not 12, 6. 4 sons. Only way somebody gonna do right by my kids if I do right by somebody else's. And this was a young man. I said, I've known you 30-something years and you've been that low. I told that man, hold up, don't go nowhere. I went to my purse and got every penny that I had in there. And I mean dollars. And I told him, here, I appreciate you for coming out. Why would you give him $2? That's all I had. Well, you should have kept it. You should have kept it. You got 4 sons. You wouldn't want nobody to be out like this here and doing everything for you. And then you turn around and give them $2. No. That's crazy. It just bothers me how people are unjust. Yes, that's unjust. Because you got to think, you got 4 adult kids out here. What can this man do? He can't, a soda costs you what, $2.89? In the hot heat. Come on. You just don't do things like that. And that's what I was telling the young man today. It's called understanding how to live just, upright. Every last one of you want the justice system to treat you just. But God got a question for you today. Who have you treated just? Who have you treated just? You don't have a just blood running through your vein. That's what he's saying here. That's what all this here is talking about. It got to be in you, not who you portraying to be on the outside. It's got to be already in you. You have to have that way in you already. So here it is in verse 26. We in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 26. But ye believe not, because ye are not my sheep. As I said unto you, verse 27, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Verse 28, and I give unto them eternal life. You see that, child? He's talking about the sheep. He give eternal life. You know the sheep that Yeshua said he come for, the lost sheep of the house of Israel? He said, get out the way, house. Get y'all, everybody in the house, go out the way. I come to get the one that's lost. How did you know they was lost? Because the lamb was slaughtered for all mankind. But the begotten son come to be redeemed Yah's back to the bosom of the Father. His sheep back to the kingdom where they belong. That's what redeemed means. Redeemed don't mean you redeemed. Redeemed means the lost sheep have been redeemed on this earth back to eternal life in heaven. So whenever they sleep, their mission is already where it belongs because they already been redeemed. So here it is in the Gospel of John, chapter 10 and verse 28. And I gave unto them eternal life. There it is. And they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. I love that. Because people think the Father's right hand is there for them. They want y'all to heal me, deliver me, save me, sanctify me, cleanse me, deliver me, give me the right heart, give me the right mind. But when he tell you to open your hand, no, you ain't in his hand. And I like what he says here. He says, and neither shall any pluck them out of my hand. And Deborah, you know what hand that is. That's that right hand. That's that power. That's that right hand. What is this going on here? He's sealing. He's letting you know who he is. But what is he saying? The sheep, Deborah. Those are the fathers. Everybody else, let them go and pretend they who they are. But it's just, he knows he is, he said. They know him. They are the sheep. Not the house of Israel, not all the nations, but the sheep that is in the house of Israel. And the believers that know the name of the Father and believe on that name. Those are the Gentiles and other nations that has been grafted in. And I like how he said in verse 29, my Father, which gave them me. You see that? Wait a minute. Hold up right there. Now, every place in the world who takes this book and call it the word and still can't comprehend it in the level of their own flesh understanding. Because right here it says, my Father. Yeshua is saying, my Father, which gave them. Wait a minute. Ain't you the Father? Me. See how he said that? My Father gave them me. Y'all see that? So who is me? Who is them? Who is the Father? See, Yeshua, he did an excellent job. And just because people still lost today, 99.9 don't mean a wretch behind. Yah is still locked in his will. He said ain't nothing gonna be moved for no reason. You crooked, you're gonna remain crooked. Heavens ain't finna straighten you out. Okay, so then he says here, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. Told you. Now see how he turned around and told you his Father's hand, y'all. How many times I've been teaching y'all that the Father's hand is his power. Yeshua sitting here telling you that they in his hand. They locked in his power. And no man on this earth can pluck them out. Who are they? They are the sheep that belongs to the heaven. They ain't all of y'all out here running around here acting a fool. Pride, boasting, self-centered, self-motivated, greed. And don't even connect with nobody of Hamashiach. None whatsoever. Don't even want to find your position in the body. Just want to be in the midst of anything, proclaiming to be something. That's sad. In this day. So, in verse 30, the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 30. I am my Father. I and my Father are one. So when I be talking to you all about the oneness, this is what I'm talking about. I like that. Look how the Father in the heavens and the Son, Yeshua, is explaining to you we are one. We are one. That's the way y'all want us to conduct ourselves as a oneness. When we run around here feeling that, oh, no, that me. You ain't in nobody. That's the only thing he's coming for, that body of Hamashiach. Those are the sheeps in there. The world tried to tell you it's the saints. It is the anointed ones. It is the holy ones. We can say the saints. We can say the church because it's the true church. They're in the body. They are the sheeps. And anything outside the body, he won't be coming for you. And see, the body is knitted together. Christ is the head. Everybody that's under the head of Christ knows who Christ is. 99.9 on this earth have no idea who Christ is. That's the name that Yah want us to understand. And it's not the word name is Hamashiach, but it's who he was that came down. That's what he meant. I was with y'all all the time. And you knew me not. Yeah, I even came among mountains. And they received me not. See, he laid it out to us and told us we want to make him alive. We worked so hard on making the Father alive so we can stand in this world, living our life. But we the lie. We're the liar. So now I get to Matthew chapter 25 and 37. When I get to Matthew chapter 25 and 37, I have an issue here. Matthew chapter 25 and 37, it says, then shall the righteous answer him, saying, oh, no. Am I right? No. No, here it is. Matthew's chapter 13. Matthew's chapter 13 and verse 45 and 46. In Matthew's chapter 13, verse 45 and 36. Listen to this, y'all. Again, the kingdom of heavens is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls. Goodly pearls. Goodly pearls. Now just imagine going into the sea and searching for pearls. You know what them things are worth? They're worth a lot. And what is it saying? The kingdom is like one that's seeking goodly pearls. Watch this here. Verse 46. Who when he has found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Do y'all understand what he's talking about? Let's go over it again. See if you can comprehend it. Matthew chapter 13, verse 45 through 46. It is a parable being given. and giving you the example of what heavens is likened to. Why? Because this is how heavens was designed, likened to this here on the earth. He's giving you a insight what was on the mind of heaven for the things that he have allowed to be on the earth in the order of how heaven is. Now, this is what he says. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 45 through 46. Again, the kingdom of heavens is likened to. So it's letting you know the heaven is likened to, giving you an example how the heaven rumble. Unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls. Goodly pearls. And what is he doing? He's seeking it. 46. Who, when he has found one of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. It's showing you how Sister Deborah and many of you who are out here, the work we are on the earth as it is in heaven. It's showing you the example of our works, our work, our work, not our work, our worth is a great price. It's like a pearl. And this one that finds one pearl would sell everything to gain that one pearl. When he's telling you that's how heaven is, it'll tear down mountains to bring what belonged to him that's valued because they came from him back unto his bosom. That's why he made his only begotten son to come to assist Yeshua so he can redeem everything that came back from that heavenly kingdom, from the book of life, back to the bosom of the Father. He did an excellent job. Whether 99.15 trillion didn't see it. Okay, so that's what that whole example is, y'all. Try thinking of it and going over it again. Matthew chapter 13, verse 45 and 46. He's giving you, that's why it says heavens is like unto. It says heavens is like unto this. So heavens knows that those that belong to the Father are like pearls. They're better than silver and gold. That's why Sister Deborah don't have no problem speaking on what I know that my worth is on this nasty earth. Because heavens teach me from the inside out. And I know the value of who I am on the inside is greater than anything that any one of y'all can even have on this earth. I know that already. That's where that fierce come in. Because I know that when you get to know that, then you'll say, when Deborah used to say that, I get it. I get it. But a lot of 99.9 can't find themselves there. So because they ain't there, they'll try to make it look like I shouldn't be there. Bull crap. I'm there already. He even created me a lane to run in. How about that? How about that? Okay. So then I get to Matthew chapter 24. Now here we go, y'all. Y'all finna find out what you thought you knew about yourself. You're about to find it out. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 40. In Matthew chapter 25 and verse 40, here we go. And the kings shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. The one of the least of these, brethren, ye have done it unto me. Guess who's talking? The kingdom. The kingdom is now checking them, letting them know. These one here, when you done it to them, you mess with me. When you done it to them, you done it unto me. This is the kingdom. Matthew 25 and 40, that's the kingdom. And it's amazed me because I would have thought, okay, if Yeshua broke that down like that, and I'm not finished breaking it down yet, but I'm just saying, how is it today they don't get it? Nobody. Everybody that went so far to Dumb City, they don't even know what no other city look like because they in Dumb City all their life. It's if they don't know nothing. But the Father said it. He said, Deborah, they will say they see. But let me tell you, Deborah, they can't see. Deborah, they will say they hear. But Deborah, they can't hear. That's assurance to me. That I had nothing to do with that person not seeing. I had nothing to do with them not hearing. The Father say from the kingdom, they can't hear Deborah, nor can they see. Hello. Okay. So here, who is the one of the least of them? Who is that? In Matthew chapter 25 and verse 40. And the king shall say, and the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Who is one of the least? They are the righteous ones, called the sheep. The sheep. So all that time he was going in that house of the house of Israel. He wasn't going in there to get Israel and Judah out. He was going to get the lost sheep. So why we as individuals want to stand down here and clown and act a fool and make everybody think we holier than thou. Right now, like I told you, where we should do, I told them yesterday in a video, and how we should be going back to the beginning and pick up where we dropped. What was you created for? What was you created for? Why were you created? And what was the reason you were created? You were created to worship and serve and exalt the Most High God. That's your first purpose on the earth. Go back to it. This day, that's what you need to get back to. Ain't nothing else you can offer. Ain't nothing else you can do. Get back to where you were created. All individuals who have received the breath of his life were created to worship and serve and exalt the Most High Yah, the Creator. Get back there. Since you can't get back to nothing else, how about going back there? And don't come from that area. Worship and serve and exalt him from this day on. That's the only thing we have. We can't go back and try to play this role that because what a lot of people, what I'm seeing from the wilderness level, everybody being hypocrites. That's what everybody's doing. And they looking like hypocrites. Everybody being hypocrites. They want somebody to think that they holy. Then now, I get it, I got it, I'm this, and I'm sitting here looking dead at them, knowing who they are. And they have no idea why the Father gave out the gifts of discernment. He gave that because he knows those that he sent on the journey is going to need the gift of discernment. So they'll know who they're dealing with. How about that? So they'll know who they're dealing with. How about that? Okay. So in Matthew chapter 24, 25, and 40, he tells you, and the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. He's letting you know you done mess with the sheep, the righteous one. Let's find out who the righteous one is. Let's go to Matthew chapter 25 and verse 32. How about that? I think we there already. Matthew's chapter 25. In Matthew's chapter 25 and verse 32 to 34, it says, and before him shall be gathered all nations. I like that. I really like that. Before him shall be gathered all nations. I really like that. And he shall separate them one from another. You see that? What do you see, house of Israel? What do you see, the tribe of Judah? All nations. He's separating them. Okay. And it says, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divide the sheep from the goats. You see that? So while everybody don't understand, when he said, I came unto the lost sheep, here's the sheep he was talking about. This is the sheep he was talking about. When he said, my sheep heareth my voice, and they follow me, and no man can pluck them out of my hand, this is the sheep he was talking about. Yeshua set up in Matthew 25 a whole line of things so we can understand how heaven's going to rumble. And people don't even think seconds to take in it in their spirit. They don't give a rat's behind about what nothing says. They don't care what I say. They don't care what this book says. They don't care what y'all say. They don't give a rat's behind because they believe they're going to run this journey on this earth and the kingdom going to be waiting for them. So in Matthew chapter 25 and verse 32, it says, and before him shall be gathered all nations. It does not say the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. It says all nations. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divide his sheep from the goats. That's beautiful. Showing you right there that the heavens is in the kingdom, Yeshua is going to be dividing the sheep from the goats. These are the sheep that he was talking about in the whole study guide. This is what the sheep are. Listen to what this is. Verse 33. And he shall set the sheep on the right hand and the goat on the left. You see how he's separating the sheep from the goat? Now watch this. Verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on the right hand. Who's on the right hand? Are the sheep. Listen to what he's going to say to them. Come ye blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Those are the sheep that Yeshua said he came to, the lost sheep of Israel. He wasn't talking about the whole house of Israel or the tribe of Judah. He only coming for the lost sheep, not the house of Israel. How did this in Revelation chapter 7, did the angels know who to mark in the forehead? Because the 144 is still considered the sheep that needed to be marked. You see? It's the sheep that's lost. That when Yeshua came, he came to, Yeshua HaMashiach came to redeem them back to the bosom of the Father. Lamb Book of Life. And in Matthew 25 and verse 34, then shall the king say unto them on the right hand, come ye blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Who is that? Who is he talking about? The sheep. This is what people have to wake up to and stop proclaiming they are all holy than thou, and they are in the righteous lane, and they are entitled. They in this full entitlement. They don't have the works. They don't have the labor. They don't have the fruit. They have not the heart nor the mind to be just in what is righteous. But they claim to be in there. That's deep. That's deep to me. So in Matthew chapter 25 and 37, this is what he said. In Matthew's chapter 25 and 37, this is the kingdom talking. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungry and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? So this here, they were saying to Yeshua, when did we see you there? And Yeshua was telling them, when you done it unto the least of one of these, which were the sheeps. Who were the sheeps? The righteous one that was on the earth. You have done it unto the kingdom. I don't think nobody on the earth can explain it as deep as Yeshua explained it there. But the rock, when it rise up in that Matthew 25, he will give you the assurance, and he will set it up so deep and say what he said to me. They are lost with the cause and without. That's what he was saying. I was in the world, and the world knew me not. There's a lot of things I've been doing. That's why I told you it's over. Thousands and thousands of years I've been in prison. Been there right with them. Been there for this with them. I gave them this. I done this. I healed this. And they still run around here. Consider themselves all that and some. We were created to worship and serve him. Get back to it. Get your butt back on the right side. Try that. Ephesians. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 11. In whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestined. Who are that? Who is that? Wait a minute. That's the lost sheep, y'all. The spiritual ones. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 11. In whom also we have obtained an inheritance. We already obtained it. Being predestined according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will. We are already in there. But when he says that, he's not saying everybody, but everybody claiming to be. So he said, don't argue with them, Deborah, because that one that's crooked is going to be crooked from the beginning to the end, and they're going to still think they're straight. That is so true. When your works don't match your actions, when your praise don't match your actions, when nothing about you match your action, you are a hypocrite, even to yourself. And then it says, Ephesians chapter 1, verse 12, that we should be to the praise of his glory, who first trust in Christ. See, you see that? Because people don't understand. If you do not understand even how Sister Deborah been on 7 years and broke down Christ to you, you can't break it down no less than that. Honestly, it can't get no less than that. And if you can't comprehend that, you're missing something. Something wrong with you. Because you're still trying to play this holy than thou role. And you don't understand the power that rests in the one that's called Christ. That's the one, when you know who he is, then you know his name. Then you know his power. Then you know his spirit. Then you know his wisdom. Then you know his knowledge. Then you know his understanding. Then you know his every move. You see? But if you don't know that, you out here playing the game with everybody else. Okay? So when it says in Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 12 that we should be to the praise of his glory. Watch this here. Who first trust in Christ. You see? Verse 13. In whom ye also trust after that ye heard the word of truth. Y'all heard it. Sister Deborah said it to you 1 billion times. Okay? the gospel of your salvation. And when also after that you believed, ye were sealed with that Holy Spirit of promise. You were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise. How? Let's go back. Verse 13. We in Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 13. In whom ye has also trust. After that ye have heard the word of truth. Okay? The gospel of your salvation. In whom also after that ye believed. Ye were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise. And when it's said and done, if you don't understand the route of Hamashiach, this is what this is telling you. This is the correct route. Ephesians chapter 1 and 12 and 13, giving you the correct. You missing something. Everybody trying to make it home and ain't left out of the building to go home. The building here to go home. Because you love this building here, the mind of the flesh. You love the mind of the flesh to where you don't care if you make it home or not. Okay. Verse 14, we in Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 14, which is the earnest of our inheritance until the redemption of the purchased possession, until the praise of his glory. Yah is not coming for any and everybody. He's only coming for the lost sheep. But he's coming for everyone. Yeshua is going to collect all nations. But only the sheep will be the righteous one in the kingdom. So we can go and play all the other roles. You know what I wanted to say? I thought about, and I don't think of it a lot, but I thought about all those videos and how the last probably 200 or 300 videos that Sister Deborah have uploaded have broke this thing down inside out and outside in. And my spirit still feel that people still lost with the cause and without. Nobody on this earth is coming to break it down to you, no less than not what I have done. They're not coming. Not even you yourself is going to receive something, even from the Father, to break it down any less. He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore in the way he rumbles. 99.9 will run on this devil platform and sit here and listen to Deborah day after day after day, not understanding. He gonna judge me, you, by even every word I have spoken unto you. That's the danger of it. Because back in the days, when a prophet, he sent a prophet to them, guess what? The last thing they wanted to hear is from a prophet. And if you have sat under me and heard me, and it has not moved your life or changed your life, you better go to another altar. You better go elsewhere. Because he's going to measure you if you sit up under me. If you heard me and you have sat up under me, you have listened to me, you're going to be judged by those same words. Because it's not often that he's going to allow you to be in the presence of somebody who's going to break all this stuff down like this here. Now, you can say what you want, think what you want, feel what you want, act the way you want. It don't mean nothing. It's over. Ain't nobody coming. They're not going to go through to break it down to you any lesser than what Sister Deborah had. And still, it ain't going to get broke down no lesser than this. So all this here pretending and wanting to be and thinking this and this, that, you go right ahead. You're playing with yourself Let me say it like that. Because when it all said and done, I keep trying to explain to you all, I have a lane. I have a lane already. Where is yours? You see? So if I'm out of my lane to come to teach spirit and truth in the light, and I'm feeling that I'm speaking to a brick wall, guess what? I am speaking to a brick wall. So I'm just here to warn you. Be careful. You better watch yourself. Because it's not normal for y'all to allow you to sit amongst a prophet for so long and not get it, not grip it, not understand it, not live it, not walk it, not talk it by now. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. And even if you didn't, I did. Shalom and shalom. Have a good day, good night, good evening.